Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the Upswing Report. It's Austin here, and today's video is, I guess, a quasi selfie rant. Selfie rants are basically, I have a topic, I go over them, no or hardly any editing. Usually just have my phone and I'm doing a selfie, but I have a little setup going on right now. Still my phone, got the AirPods, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's jump into the video. If you've never been to the Upswing Report, welcome. We're all about business, fashion, and lifestyle tips. The whole idea behind the Upswing Report is for people that are kind of on the upswing in life. And it's not just for people that have everything figured out, because Lord knows no one has everything figured out. So even if you're going through a period of time where you're kind of not really feeling it, maybe you're out of whack in whatever ways, just having that mindset that you can continue to get better and the growth mindset and continue to be on the upswing, that's what we're all about here. So today's video is super, super important. And it's basically 3 ways that you can find out what your passion is. So, if you don't have a passion, if you're not really fully sure what your purpose is in life, and when I say passion, I mean purpose and vice versa. But if you don't have a purpose in life, you're basically going through it directionless. So I think it was Zig Ziglar said, if you're aiming at nothing, you're going to hit every single time. So, with that being said, it's always good to have at least some sort of a general idea of what you're doing here with your time on earth. It's limited. So, I have 3 ways to help you kind of formulate your purpose and passions. So, the first one is to use this framework. So, imagine if money were no object. So, I actually wrote a whole article on this, which I'll leave a link in the description below on theupswingreport.com, which is a blog-based website. I'm doing more videos now than the blog. But that being said, you can go check it out if you'd like. There's a great video that's embedded on that page from a philosopher kind of speaker. His name is Alan Watts. And on that video, he basically just goes through, it's a really cool, engaging video, and like walks you through. If you really didn't care about money, because that's such a big driver for us, what would you actually do with your time? And the follow-up question to that is why? So, running through those ideas right now. If I had a check written to me for $10 billion, well, I'd probably do what most guys would do. I'd go buy a freaking nice supercar. I'd go travel. I'd buy really nice watches. I'd donate to charity. I'd buy stuff for my friends, my family, everybody, basically. But as that kind of wore off, like let's say 5 years down the road, after I just literally spent as much as I could, consumerism all the way, whatever, helped out people with my money, what would I do with my time? And that is kind of really what this core question will get you to. What would you do if money were no object? And it's a really great framework to kind of cut through the BS and be like, look, if I was basically all set for life, what would I do with my time? And that can help you kind of figure out. And the second question or the follow-up with that is why? So let's say you say, I want to help out people, or I want to be a doctor. And the question would be why? It's like, hey, I want to help out people. So that's your why. That being said, do you have to be a doctor to help people out? So you could once you figure out your why, after you kind of take that money out of the equation, you can maybe fill that role in different ways. So if you're a mechanic, for example, maybe you don't have to go through college, all those years that you're spending money and time and effort into medical school to just help somebody out. You could maybe do that as a mechanic because you're helping people with their cars and whatnot. Or maybe you could do that through being an entrepreneur or a teacher. If that truly, your why is really strong and pronounced, then you can kind of cut through like the different skins that you might initially think that that's what you have to do. So that's the first thing. The second thing, I got some notes right here. The second way that you can use a framework to kind of figure out your passions is what are you actually good at? Especially, what are you good at that people have told you that really don't care about you? It's like random people or strangers, not friends or family or your mom saying, oh, you're great at that, Johnny. What are people that are outside of, that they really care about you individually? What have they said, or have they said anything that you're good at this? Because if you're good at something, you have a natural talent to that and a natural knack. You're going to get better and better if you put more energy into it, especially if your raw materials, if you will, of yourself are already talented. Because you're going to be passionate if you're really good at something. Generally speaking, you're going to be really good. If you're good at something, you're going to be really passionate about it. So that's another thing. And plus, with your purpose and whatnot, we're all made for a reason. So if you're naturally talented in a certain way, that could be a great way to figure out, how should you spend the rest of your life? What's your direction that you're going after? So this last third point or framework is really cool actually, because with those first two frameworks, usually it's kind of like set up in a way where it's like, what's your one passion? And with this last framework, I'm starting to implement this a little bit more in my life to help shape my direction and how I'm spending my time. It's called driving force needs. So a lot of times you, like I said, think of, oh, this is my one passion. But reality is, you're probably passionate about multiple things. And maybe something's not related to your occupation, but you're just passionate about it straight up. Maybe it's like health-wise, or diet-wise, or fitness-wise, but I don't want to be necessarily a fitness coach or a trainer or somebody who works at a gym or a gym owner. So what you're gonna do for this last exercise is lay out as many things that you can think of that you're passionate about. And you're gonna go through and basically wipe off everything that's not a 10 out of a 10. And 10 out of a 10, you know that in your soul that like that's something that you basically you'd be gutted if you didn't have that in your life. So this will help you kind of shape your whole life as a whole and not just going after like, oh, my occupation, I should just go after this specific passion. So this will, for mine, like I said earlier, I was talking about health and fitness. That is part of my driving force need, but it's not something I want to spend, at least at this point, my occupation is not really related to that. So there's a couple other things that I have on there that might help you get your creative juices flowing. Entrepreneurship's on there, fashion's on there, film is on there. I think family is one of them on there as well. And I think I said 5 to 15. I think I have like 16 or 17 to be honest on there. But one thing that's kind of unique is I really like it when there's something that a lot of people don't know about that I know about that I can help other people learn about. So just kind of like maybe it's something that's uncommon for most people, but if I know it's really helpful for other people, I like helping and sharing that. So like little things like that, like I've just looked through and sat down and been like, that's something I really get fired up about. That's a 10 out of a 10 on my list. And so things like that aren't necessarily like an occupation, but just anything that's a driving force need in your life, you can include that on the list. And if you don't have all those 10 out of 10s, if you haven't really thought through them, you're always going to be thinking, even if you had the dream job or whatnot, you're always going to be thinking, man, there's something else that's missing. So, and maybe I'll add, maybe I'll edit, maybe I'll take away things as I go through, but I've been on my Evernote and it really has helped me just kind of fill my life with more zest. And I hope that that's a great exercise for you to do as well. And you can grab some inspiration from it and give you direction with what you're doing in your life. All right, so that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Those are the 3 ways that I used and kind of am always like thinking through to find my life's purpose and passion. I hope you found it to be useful. And if you did, please do a thumbs up and like the video, because that really tells YouTube that, hey, look, this video is valuable for people and they'll help show up more with the algorithm. So smash that thumbs up button if you haven't already, and I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and make sure you tick that notification bell because I'm dropping heat left and right. All right, so that is it for today's video. Hope you all are doing well, and I'll see you in the next Upswing Report. Peace out. Bye-bye.